Hi, everyone. My name is Shawn Jones, and I'm the CEO of the iNetrepreneur Network. And tonight I have with me a dynamic couple. They are a husband and wife team. They're entrepreneurs. They work together not just for individuals, but for families. They have a TV show that's coming out. One of them, both of them are best-selling authors. It's really exciting. So tonight with me, I have Donna and Jeff Meador with the Meador Effect. Welcome.
Wonderful to be here. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you, Shawn.
So I love the name Meador Effect, but what does the Meador Effect mean? What do you do? How are you helping people and changing lives?
It's a great question, and it started organically. I was very familiar with doing Facebook Live. We were out there just bouncing around doing some fun stuff. I'm a dating coach, so I love to talk about relationships. And we were given an assignment to interview somebody, and I chose to interview my husband. And the next thing we know, people are like piping up, going like, "We want more, we want more."
Yeah.
So
from there, we started doing live broadcasts, and we said, "Well, give us a name. You keep saying you want more. What should we call ourselves?" And one of our listening audience sent in a suggestion, the Meador Effect. And so Donna and I immediately said, "Ooh, we love that. But is it effect with an A or effect with an E?" So we looked both of them up, and we found
there's a big difference, right? The effect is a verb, and the effect is more of a noun. And we go with our tagline, honey. I'll let you do that.
At the end of every show, we always say it's our sincere desire that the Meador Effect have an effect on you.
And it's our hope to, and our desire to touch millions of lives when we discuss relationships, when we talk about the empowerment of a good relationship, Shawn. Wow.
Well, it's life-changing, good or bad, one way or the other.
Absolutely. Tell me, what is your definition of a relationship? And I'm asking, and I know it sounds kind of hokey, but over time, with technology coming into play and all of our devices, it overtakes. I mean, how many times have you gone out to dinner? I know I have, and you see families or couples sitting at a dinner table out in public in a restaurant on their devices. What does it mean to really have a relationship today?
I could cry when I think about the relationship that Jeff and I have.
Yeah.
We both have worked diligently through the 20 before we met, the 20, right, with my late husband and him with his ex-wife. But it's been a journey. And when we connected, we are very deliberate about how we value each other, how we respect each other, how we encourage each other, lift each other up. And we have boundaries. No talking about business in the bedroom, right? We're a couplepreneur. We work together. We play together. So we have to have those boundaries. What about you, baby? There must be.
Well, just before I was leaving work today, one of the young girls came up. She said, "I'm engaged." And I said, "Oh, congratulations." I said, can I just share something with you? She said, "Yes." I said, "Go buy The 5 Love Languages by Dr. Gary Chapman. You and your fiance, you need to have understanding of each other." And so a true relationship is one where there's understanding of not only the other person, but of yourself. Then you couple that with communication, and you walk together. But if you don't have that pillar, Donna and I, our show primarily is about the 5 love languages, communication, which has to take precedent or you'll never survive. And then the other thing is personal development.
Yeah.
And those are the 3 pillars. In order to have a great relationship, you have to have those 3 things.
And I'm just going to interrupt for a moment because that's what I do. One of the really cool things about a relationship is understanding who you are. Now, the reason I wrote my dating book, Dating Is Not Personal, was because 20 years ago when I was 42, I went out dating, Shawn, and I realized that women in 40s and 50s and 60s did not understand their value and their self-worth when they went out dating. And so we undervalued ourselves. I was one of them. And through the journey of figuring out what I wanted, what I didn't want, that it was okay to say no, thank you, I met my late husband. And then when he passed away, I didn't really expect to fall in love again. But every single day, this man tells me he loves me at least 20 times a day. He lifts me up, and he's not vague about it. When I say to him, why do you love me? I get very specific answers. He lifts me up in a way that I have to say, this is what we want to offer the public. This is what the Meador effect is about. We want to make sure that people understand their value. Women understand who they are, what they're about, and what they have to offer.
Well, and I'm glad you shared that. On top of that, it's important for men to really come into an understanding of how to communicate. A lot of us are very good at communicating on our jobs, but when it comes to really communicating with the people at home, with our significant other or with our children, that's a whole different ballgame. We've never had a whole lot of direction there. And that's the most important thing.
And also you started a podcast. So this is all wrapped into the Meador effect about what does it take for an alpha man to be with a strong woman, and how do you support the strong women? And a lot of strong women meet men, and then they end up not knowing how to really appreciate them, and men don't know how to lift their women up. So it's a whole balance thing that we're very aware of, and we love the journey of it.
Yes,
Sharon.
There is a lot of balance, and it's so nice to say, oh, I want a nice strong man. What does that really look like? I mean, there's different degrees, and the same thing for a woman. I want an independent woman, or I want a woman that doesn't speak a whole lot. So, I mean, there's different spectrums. And then we get into these relationships that we think that are the most ideal for us. And then we find out that what we've been blessed with is, oh, now I want to change this about this person because I got more than what I thought I was going to get. I wasn't anticipating. And then the breakdown of communication and relationships and boundaries get blurred, and the mutual respect kind of fades away because now we just want to mold somebody. And I love what you said about boundaries. You do have to have boundaries, especially if you both are entrepreneurs. There has to be that cutoff, a time and a place. The shower is definitely not the place to talk business.
Amen, sister.
We agree.
And so when you talk about the love languages, I want to focus on this because that is definitely part of the Meador effect. Definitely. What are the top love languages that you should be speaking with your partner?
Well, there are 5 primary love languages, and each person is going to be dominant in one of the love languages, but it's different for everyone. And that's why it's critical that you have an understanding of all 5. And for a lot of people, as you get older, they change.
Yeah.
You can go online to, like I said, Dr. Gary Chapman's website and take a 5-minute test, and it will tell you, here's the 5 love languages. You're dominant with this one. For me, it's acts of service. For Donna, it's physical touch. And so, because I know that, when she is just sitting on the couch reading, if I'm going to walk by, I'm not going to walk by unless I stop. I come over. I might just give her a kiss on the shoulder, on the top of the head, but I know that physical touch is important to her. Now, a lot of men, they misconstrue physical touch with sexual touch, and it's 2 completely different things in many cases. So, again, there are the 5 primary love languages. One is physical touch. One's acts of service. You've got words of encouragement. You've got
gifts.
Well, gift giving. I'm trying to remember the 5th one off the top of my head. Now, I will say this. The one that she just mentioned, when I took the test, gift giving, it was 0. And I had warned her. I said, but here again, here's communication. I warned her. I said, I'm horrible at gifts. I even when I try. So we need to work on this because I know that they are important to her. So we worked out a system to where, like, if it's Christmas or a birthday or any other special occasion, I don't go
Quality time.
Quality
That was
time.
the other one. Yeah.
I don't go and buy her something so we can take it back and return it. We go together. We make it an event. She picks out what she wants. I buy it. A lot of times she'll try it on. I'll buy it, whatever it might be. And then on the day of the event, then she gets to open it and be surprised.
Well, and by the way, quality time ties in. There's a lot of overlap. So it's a win-win all around, but communication is so important.
It is.
It is, and take it from a woman who's been married 3 times and has a co-parent on top of that. So definitely communication is the basis, and you don't have to be married to have communication. I mean, you use communication in your business every time you talk to someone. It could be your kid's school teacher, it can be your doctor. You have to be clear and concise, and avoid the weather veiling, going back and forth. It truly is. You have to know you have to know how to communicate, because if you don't communicate properly, nobody's going to be able to talk to you, and you're not going to understand them. They're not going to understand you.
And properly could be as simple as the tone of voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, the other thing is we found that if you learn to communicate and speak to your significant other, all the other communications become much easier.
Yes.
Your understanding goes way up, and life gets better all the way around.
I would say that's a success.
That really is. Now, Donna, you're a dating coach, and I know there was a period where when you lost your husband and you found yourself in a boat of, I have to tackle the world on by myself. And into that does play some legalities that come up. Yeah. And so you have found a way, you and Jeff, to bring that expertise into the Meador effect under your brand. You want to share that?
I do, and I could cry that you even brought that up, because legal plans are a very misunderstood program. They've been around for 50 years that I know about. Our company has. And ironically, when I met Jeff on our first date and he asked me what I did, I said I'm a Legal Shield associate because I want to empower women. I see my thing is, women with child support and custody issues and, getting their wills updated. Why should it cost a lot of money, right? We're spread out so thin. And so he said to me, well, gee, I used to have something like that. So, of course, I sold it to him again because he hadn't had it for 20 years. And then, of course, I recruited him, and then he turned around and recruited me as his wife. So, it worked out really well. But you're right, Sean. We feel so blessed that we can share this information about a legal plan with the masses here in America and in Canada, because it's using traditional attorneys through a sort of an insurance-based model. So we have group buying power and give people such great, incredible value and benefit for such a nominal fee. And so we're out talking about that all the time.
Well, we believe in the mission. We believe in the mission. We hear with liberty and justice for all, and that's great. But in America, a lot of times you only get the justice you can afford.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we are able to do is help individuals and small businesses to be able to have the very same footing that larger businesses have. We're able to allow someone to have an attorney to look over contracts and to call up and ask questions. And individuals, this woman has taught me, if you ask the same question twice, pick up the phone and call your attorney. And that's exactly what we do now. Yeah. And for no more than we're talking about, it brings you peace of mind. And you not only are empowered, you feel empowered. We hear that all the time from our clients and customers.
Yeah, I always tell people, you should not lose sleep over this. If you're starting to think about something 2 or 3 times, it's occupying your brain, call your attorney.
Yes.
I love it. You both are truly a couple that can help others, from their business, keeping them out of trouble through the dating process, all the little hiccups. You're teaching them about the value of relationships, how to communicate, how to better themselves, because nobody wants to be alone at the end of the day. Even if those that say, oh, I'm okay being by myself, we're humans. That's part of our nature. We need others around us. It's like being a plant. Give us a little water, give us a little sunshine, talk to us.
Yeah.
So again, folks, I have Jeff and Donna Meador, the Meador Effect. They are contributing authors in the Art of Connection book coming out, 365 Days of Networking Quotes. And this is exciting things. Donna, Jeff, thank you so much, both of you, for being here today.
Thank you, Sean. You do an amazing job, you and Robert, and we're just so happy to be a part of it.
Yes, we feel honored.
Thank you.